Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Colin G with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 371. And today we're going to be looking at comics originally releasing, March 29th, 2017, the 5th of 5 weeks. So we'll see if anybody decides to take this week off. It may not even be worth going to your LCS, but Drew and myself will tell you if it is, if there's any gold to be found in your local comic book shops this Wednesday. But Drew, before we get into what's coming out on that March 29th, do you have anything from our listeners or anything else happening in the world of comics?
Yeah, we got a couple things from Wolf. He wants us to know, Wolf Warner wants us to know that Black Hammer issue 7 was a riveting and emotional ride.
Hey.
And welcome back to that. That Jeff Lemire book has been awesome. I liked all the previous 6 issues, plus the annual was really cool. Even though it was a little more expensive than what we liked to pay, it was jam full of good stuff. So I haven't read 7 yet, but I am looking forward to it. I agree, it's a great book, and I'll tell you another Jeff Lemire book, if you haven't checked it out, is Royal City. Royal City #1 by Jeff Lemire was a fantastic #1 issue. He says in the back matter, don't call it slice of life. You know, he thinks it's a very dismissive, reductive term for a new comic, or for his style of comics. It's about characters. It's about there's mystery, there's horror, there's elements of relationships and family in there, and he doesn't want it to be reduced as a slice of life comic.
Look here, Jeff Lemire, don't you tell me what to think of your books. I will form my own opinion.
Yeah, which I often kind of lump anything that's not a fantasy superhero or sci-fi book. You know, if it's somebody, just a regular person doing something, then I call it a slice of life, right? So I'm guilty of that myself. But this book was really, really beautiful, well drawn. I never read Essex County. That's kind of his masterwork, early masterwork. I never read that, but that's something he did early in his career and has longed to get back to. And he's been working on Royal City for a long time, like a year and a half, without soliciting, without putting any out. And Image has just kind of said, when you're ready, we'll let it go. We'll solicit it. And so this is a passion project for him, and you can tell. It's better than Descender. It's I can't say it's better than Black Hammer because it's only 1 issue, but it's really, really good, and it's something you need to check out. I hope it catches fire. I know I've got at least 1 coming. I don't know if I went heavy on it because
it's a $5 #1. Not going to do it.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
If it's so good, put out a double-sized issue for $3, hook your audience, and then keep going.
Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good. Really good read.
Yep.
And
everything seems good, but like the price point, I don't like
price
that,
point's
but
annoying. I know. But yeah, so we get that. He also, Wolf wants us to know that it's another Moon Girl update, man. I'm not the only one specking on my girl. All others are jumping on board. There's a hot book. Is Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur #1, the Trevor Von Eden 1 in 25 variant, going for like $100. Well, yeah, 1 in 25s. They tend to do that. I get that. You probably what do you pay for a 1 in 25 nowadays? $25?
According to Image, it's a $50 book. Was the 1 in 25 version of what was it? We're just talking God Country.
Oh yeah. So, yeah, we wish Moon Girl well. I hope she blows up. I don't know if I ever did end up getting that that first issue.
I got a couple cover A number ones just sitting there, so if she does, I'm along for the ride.
On Wolf's recommendation, probably.
But of course.
Yeah. So we owe him a finder's fee if you hit it big. Michael Lamb says, is there any reason to hold on to my copies of Uncanny Inhumans number 11, the first appearance of Mosaic? Sales are dropping below 8,000 on that title. No one cares about Inhumans. I guess my only hope is maybe if the upcoming TV show sparks interest. Well, yeah, I would say don't dump it now. You pick some up, put them in the long box, bag them, board them, see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Maybe eventually.
Maybe eventually he's a Deadpool. New Mutants 98 wasn't worth anything for a long time. And now it's worth $500. So keep it. Keep it for a while. You're not going to get the
sit. Yeah.
This is not going to be one of the quick flips, I guess. So pre-orders due on March 29th for everything releasing in May. I think I'm going to spec on Pestilence number 1 from Aftershock, which is about a zombie outbreak in medieval times, and Regression from Image, which is a horror series from Colin Bunn.
I got both those.
Anything you guys are looking for potential spec value? Well, I did do 14 selections earlier in the feed that were some spec books from the previews catalog, and 29th is probably the deadline for DCBS this month, but for most your local comic shops around, it's already passed. Pretty sure final order cutoff has already happened for those books. I think DCBS is after that, right? Does that sound right?
DC, I don't think so. I think they were due previous as well. I can't remember.
Yeah, it seems like a late pre-order deadline.
Yeah.
But yeah. So check those out and go back in the feed, listen to that stuff. I don't know if anything else really jumped out at you that you think might be.
Yeah, from Image I did Regression. I did Youngblood. I just did a copy of Youngblood. I did Eternal Empire because that's from our Alex and Ada people. So I just wanted to support them.
Mm-hmm. That Empire book was that was something I'm really excited about. Yeah. But our Alex and Ada's aren't worth anything.
No, but like I said, I wanted to support that book because it was a very good read. So that's why I didn't go heavy on the spec on it. But it's just one that, like I said, I'm a fan of.
Yeah. He says, I agree with Kyle. Would have been a good time for Drew to sell his Spider-Man 300. Come on, we got to get off this, guys. Starting to hurt. It's starting to hurt. It's scorching hot with Venom movie on the horizon. I think they have a 9.6 for $530 just sold. I sold my Raw for half of that. So, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I did okay. But still, I probably should have kept it. Let's see. You mentioned Southern Bastards, and it got me to thinking it's been a while since we've seen an issue. Issue 17 is slated to come out on April 19th, about 12 weeks late. There are major delays between issues. Do you think that Jason Aaron, Jason Latour are spreading themselves too thin?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And they talk lovingly about Southern Bastards. That is their book. So, Jason Aaron's doing Star Wars. He's getting off of Doctor Strange, thankfully. He's not going to leave Thor. He's done a great job on there. I see him leaving Star Wars soon. But I believe he'll stay on Thor for a while. Latour's got his loose ends, and is he doing Spider-Gwen? Right? That's his Spider-Gwen?
I can't remember.
Yeah. So So yeah, they've got a lot of irons in the fire, but I think they're always going to come back to Southern Bastards, and hopefully they're going to thin out their workload a little bit and maybe get this out for consistently on time. Be nice to get a dozen issues in a year. Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be very nice.
Yeah. Mary Jane is Marvel's June variant theme. They're not incentive based, so they're independently orderable and should be affordable. Not sure if they'll be hot on the secondary market though. Your thoughts?
That Punisher one will be huge.
That's a really cool one. I if DCBS has a bundle, I'm pulling the trigger.
Yeah, no doubt.
So if they're all, $1.99, I'll get all 9 of them. If the picture collage that he's showing me, is all of them. They all look really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe, like you said, maybe pick and choose a couple of cherry pick like the Wolverine or the Punisher one, and go a little heavier on that. I think they look nice. I think they look good in a set, and then it would be to sell, and then it'd be fun to have take a flyer on a couples for long-term specs, and see what those are about. We'll find out in a couple of weeks when the new DCBS site goes up. I think that'll be like on the 3rd or the 4th of April, if they bundle it. Image is doing a April Fool's Day variant theme on cover Bs for April. These are so cool. I guess I need to start ordering all cover Bs for these themes because they're awesome. So he's showing us a black science cover B. It looks pretty sweet, and Fix look nice. What else did he have?
Yeah, you know what would have been cool? If these were solicited properly.
Yeah. When did we know about them?
We didn't during the month we order this stuff. That's what I can't friggin' stand about this stupid, Women's Day, the homage. Why they're not doing it, in the friggin' solicited, in the previews catalog for exactly what I would be ordering. I'd order them. Well, guess what? I don't feel like chasing these, and nobody else does because they haven't been hot.
There's a cool I Hate Fairyland's Southern Bastards crossover that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Those are neat. I don't know when they were solicited, but I would have liked to have been able to say I'm gonna get them, and I missed the boat. That stinks. But yeah, like I said, let's take a quick look at the new catalog that's coming out. You can check this out over at Previews World as well. It's in the click on the catalog, and it's sortable by publisher. I don't know if we'll be able to get through all the publishers, but let's take a crack at Image this week and see how many of those other smaller publishers we can get through in the coming weeks before final order cutoff. That Diamond has listed as April 18th. And I believe their March cutoff they had listed as March 14th. So that just closed a week ago or so. So this is the April catalog for things shipping in June 2017. So Image has a lot of cool stuff coming out. Crosswind #1 for those of you Gail Simone fans, if you enjoyed the Clean Room run on Vertigo, or some of her countless other works. It'll be coming out June 21st with art by Cat Staggs. It's about a slick and ruthless Chicago hitman, a smart but downtrodden Seattle housewife. When an inexplicable event strikes these two random strangers, their bodies, souls, and lives are switched to potentially deadly effect. Freaky Friday meets Goodfellas. I'm willing to give this a chance, and this looks like a cool opportunity to weigh in on it. What do you think, Kyle?
I like the creative team. I do not like the premise, but it's enough to probably throw a flyer on one.
Okay. If you look at the Divided States of America, this is a Howard Chaykin book, and I like Howard Chaykin, and he's doing the art as well. And this is says an America sundered, an America enraged, an America terrified, an America shattered by greed and racism, violence and fear, nihilism and tragedy. And that's when everything really goes to hell. I get a feeling we're going to probably be getting sick of political comics at some point. Kyle, I don't know, you might already be sick of them. But yeah, I think we're going to get more and more of them for a little while, and they're going to be done to death. But I doubt this blows up. None of the Howard Chaykin stuff I've taken shots at have really done anything. But I might want to check this out. I think
they tend to seem like fall flat a bit.
Jump in whenever. I'm just going to keep going until you overtalk me. Until you talk over me.
I'll do the color commentary on these as you go.
All right. Well, I'm excited about Bitch Planet.
Really, you are?
Yeah.
You're excited about this?
It's been a long time.
Pieced together, not written by the creator's book.
It's been out. It's been a long time. I haven't seen any. It's a crack team of creators spin 3 teeth-clenching tales of rage, revolution, and ridicule. I'm kind of the best part about Bitch Planet was not the story, the main story. It was
not the world. It was not a very good, well-written world.
It was the fun, subversive stuff that happened, and just how far out there the situations were when they did like the individual stories of how these women got there, and when they focused on them and their prequel stuff and their zero issue stuff, that was when it really shined. When they were all together on Bitch Planet and trying to do the football game deal thing, it wasn't very, very good. And it kind of lost me. But that stuff was cool, the early stuff. So I like that. I want to check this out, and it's only $3.99, Kyle, for all those creators.
I mean, sure.
You're not even going to give it a look.
It wasn't good for the last issues.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, if you have a book that you can completely drop for 2 years and then bring back and be like, ha,
yeah,
it's not a good book.
Here's something I'm super excited about. Black Magic is coming back. So Greg Rucka and Nicola Scott, I'm guessing Nicola's off of Wonder Woman. That would allow her to do this, I would guess. So somebody else is going to be taking over the odd issues or the even issue. Which one is she on, odds or evens?
I can't remember. I was trying to think of that myself.
Yeah. So somebody else is probably going to take that over, or maybe she's built some of these up, this arc up, and she's ahead. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. But yes, it's back, and I've forgotten what happened and where we left off. So I hope they do a really nice recap page, because I don't even want to remember how long ago it's been since issue 5.
Yeah, it's way too long to try to keep the story pieced together.
Yeah.
Savage Dragon 225 25th anniversary book, $10 a pop.
No. Oh, okay. I'm not going to wrong. I was looking at Spawn 275.
Yeah, sorry.
Where's Savage Dragon? Oh, there it is. Wow.
Giant size 25th anniversary special. Savage Dragon is restored to his former glory as he bulks up to take on Dark Lord in a final battle. Mr. Glum's devious plot to merge the multiverse comes to its cataclysmic conclusion. Savage Dragon and Malcolm Dragon join forces to save Angel Mercy and the very Earth itself.
Yeah. 0 spec value for that, right?
0, because it's $10.
But maybe Kill the Minotaur, #1, written by Chris Picetto and Christian Catamesa, with art by Lucas Kettner and Jean-Francois Ballou. could pick up where that left off. This is about Athens, who lost the war to Crete. Now they pay tribute to King Minos by sacrificing their best citizens to his unearthly labyrinth. Conspirators believe Theseus can be the hero they need to end the Mad King's bloody reign, but no one in this world has ever encountered anything like the savage Minotaur. You like Minotaurs?
I do like Minotaurs. Yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah, they're kind of cool. I wonder if this is like the protagonist in our story, or just the bad guy.
Well, it appears that also this writer. I'm trying to Google things as we go. This Kishin Kanamesa for Red Dead Redemption. That is, of course, a video game from Rockstar that I'm quite familiar with. So that's cool.
Okay.
So that makes me excited.
But he was the artist for that.
No.
No, he was the writer for that.
Yeah, he's the writer, and he was the writer for that. So yeah, I like this team. It seems so. I'm in.
We also have Shirtless Bear Fighter #1.
Yes, we do.
It's a 5-issue miniseries, and if you look at the cover, the dude's feet are either massive or the guy's not a great artist. The proportions are a bit off, and if you look at the girl behind the tree, her arms are a little proportionally off too. It could be a stylized choice, or they just might not be very good. Or that's Andrew Robinson who's doing the cover art. It's written by Jody LaHoop and Sebastian Gerner, with art by Neil Vendrell and Mike Spicer. No superstar creators here, at least not in my estimation.
No.
After being betrayed by the bears that raised him, okay, the legendary shirtless bear fighter wanders the forest he's sworn to protect, fist-fighting bears, eating flapjacks, and being the angriest man the world has ever known. When wild-eyed, super-strong bears attack the citizens of Major City, Shirtless ventures into the human world to do what he does best: punch bears in the face. Okay.
Yeah, we read this. We read this a couple weeks ago when we talked about the Emerald City Con and the image specs coming up, and this one's come up pretty quick right off the bat. And
okay, this was one of them.
This
was one of them. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Did you talk about Winnebago Graveyard?
I did not see that one, no.
Winnebago Graveyard #1, written by Steve Niles, with art by Allison Sampson. And Jordi Belaire's involved in there, I'm assuming on colors. An American family traveling on vacation finds themselves stranded in a small town with a sinister secret. Not a lot to go with there, but I like it.
Okay. Very cool. Was that in the W's? Winnebago?
No, it's about the 15th thing down. It's, 10 down from Shirtless Bear Fighter.
I missed it. There's the Sex Criminals 20, Joe Quinones XXX variant. We're still buying these for some reason.
Yeah, I still do. I like Sex Criminals, and I have everything from the beginning, so I'm just continuing on.
Yeah.
Drew.
Hey, you know what would be kind of cool though is what if like some of the artists that did the XXX variants are at C2E2? Should we take those to get signed?
Absolutely, because
that might be fun.
Yeah, I always just as you stand in line, just hey, you drew a bunch of dicks on this. Can you sign it?
Could you sign one of these dicks? That's awesome.
Drew, let's talk about Green Valley #9.
The final.
Yes, the mini-series finale, giant-sized final issue from Max Landis and Giuseppe Camuncoli. The Knights of Kelodia were once the finest in the land until they faced the Wizard of Green Valley. Now their epic time-bending quest comes to a close in this extra-sized issue, and history will never be the same again.
And you'll be getting 3 of those to finish out your triple run. And then you'll be putting 1 up to recoup your money.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll be saving 1 or saving the other 2 and see if it becomes a a blockbuster television series.
And then one I will bundle together and sleep with as a pillow. 'Cause I love it so.
Yep. You're not alone. A lot of people really dig that book. So cool.
What is going on with this island?
It's just being offered again. I don't know why.
OA offered again. Gotcha. $8 a pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I found why it didn't work the first time and won't work the second.
Yeah. That's true. Any of these Image First dollar books, reprinting the first issues that we need to pick up because we missed the boat the first time around?
If you missed Monstrous, that's a expensive book, so that's a good way to snag it.
And they made that one $2. Isn't that weird?
Oh, they even it was double size. Descender was actually a good one. Black Magic was a good one. You can skip Bitch Planet. Wicked and Divine #1 is awesome.
That one's been offered. I guess all these have been offered.
I was gonna say they're all offered again.
I think I missed a couple of those. I didn't realize. But again, these are in the previews catalog that'll come out next Wednesday, and the orders will be due April 18th for June titles when they ship. So we'll try to do some more of these in the coming weeks as we lead up to that April 18th cutoff. We'll probably stay away from the big two and just focus on smaller publishers. We might be able to do some more. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It just depends on how jam-packed our night. Let's look at one more publisher while we're here. When we look at Aftershock and see what they're doing.
Sure. Hold on, I'm doing some research on something real quick. And I'll be right.
All right. Well, I'll start without you. Oops. Jimmy's Bastards #1, not to be confused with Southern Bastards, is a Garth Ennis book. This is from Aftershock, with art by Russell Braun and a cover by Dave Johnson. Jimmy Regent, Britain's #1 super spy, has got it all: intrigue, adventure, a license to shoot, whoever he likes, and beautiful women falling at his feet. He also has a new partner who isn't quite as impressed by Jimmy as all other women appear to be. Now there's a price to pay for Jimmy's multiple romantic conquests, the results of which are about to come calling in the worst possible way. Garth Ennis does some great stuff. He also does some weird stuff. So let's hopefully this is good Garth Ennis, and we want to check out Jimmy's Bastards #1 from Aftershock. That sounds kind of cool.
This thing I was researching when we left Image is I was clicking on Paper Girls #15, and I didn't realize they switched artist from Cliff Chang on that.
What?
I'll have to double check and see if that's the same thing for 14 as well.
Oh man, let's hope not. So we were big fans of God Country by Donny Cates, and then he's got Redneck coming out soon. I'm excited about that. And he also has something called Baby Teeth over at Aftershock. Baby Teeth #1 he's paired with Gary Brown as the artist. If you remember, Gary Brown did The Massive.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which I was a big fan of. This is about Sadie Ritter, 16 years old, 9 months pregnant, and scared out of her sweet, nerdy mind. Having a baby that young is tough, but with the support of her loving family behind her, everything should be okay. Oh yeah, and her baby is the Antichrist, and it's going to break open the barriers between the earthly and demonic planes and unleash eternal suffering to all of humankind. Other than that, though, should be fine. So, cool.
Yep, I'm specking hard on this one. I don't know why. I've got a good feeling.
Yeah, it's like
Rosemary's Baby? No.
Yeah, it's or Bizarro Virgin Mary story. I don't know. It should be kind of cool. So Baby Teeth, and if I think God Country's great. I saw some preview pages on Redneck. I like that. What I saw. So I'm excited.
Yeah, and from looking at the solicit for, we talked about Pestilence for a while. Pestilence #2. Man, that cover looks good. I'm going to stick with this book.
Let's see.
Animosity going towards 8. Of course, the most successful of the Aftershock books. Marguerite Bennett still writing on that one. Still doing pretty good. So, been very impressed with Animosity.
Now, our good friends at Alterna Comics, unless you had anything else of Aftershock, I'm sorry.
No, I didn't, sir.
Okay. If you'll recall, Alterna's doing the newsprint pricing on their comics, and they've got 4 more coming out in the next round. The first of which is The Chair by Peter Samedi, and with art by Kevin Christensen. Richard Sullivan has spent 10 years on death row for a crime he claims he never committed, but lately inmates are being brutally murdered by the warden and his guards. Will Sullivan escape before it's too late? Now a motion picture starring the legendary Roddy Piper. Okay. All right. I did not know that. We also have Mother Russia, and this is billed as a 3-issue miniseries. So you're either all in or all out. Did I mention these are only $1 or $1.50? Very cheap comics, and plus whatever the discounts are that you can get. So it could be 80 cents, something like that. Got to give those a shot, right?
Absolutely,
especially from a spec point. Jeff McComsey doing the writing and the art on Mother Russia #1. One baby, one rifle, 2 million zombies. A zombie apocalypse breaks out in World War II. A Soviet sniper risks her life to protect an innocent baby boy. Kind of interesting premise. I'm a sucker for zombie books, though, so what are you going to do?
I always say it's oversaturated, but then I always buy them.
And then I always buy them, yeah. The same thing with, like, apocalyptic, post-apocalyptic. Yeah, those suck me in, too. We've got Scrimshaw #1. Written by Eric Borden with art by Dave Mims. With the planet ravaged by war, ruthless corporations have the world's governments in their pockets. Faced with impossible odds, Captain Hans Tanaka and the rest of the crew of the Runaway Horse have been branded as pirates, cutthroats, mercs, and the good guys. And it's $1.50. $1.50. And the final one coming out from them is Trespasser #1. This is written by Justin Ryan with art by Christian Rossi. After a devastating war ruins the air and food supply for most of the world, Hector and his daughter Maria struggle to survive. But when a strange visitor crash lands in the forest, Hector will go to unspeakable lengths to protect his child. So just remember the last batch that came out that were in March previews. Those second issues will come out the following, in May. So they'll be solicited in May, and so it looks like they're doing an every other month deal with their comics. So they're launching their #1s, then launching another set of #1s, then their #2s, then another set of #2s, and probably by then they'll have figured out whether this is an utter failure or it's starting to work.
Yeah, that's what they were talking about when we talked about these the first time is, man, the every other month schedule is not a good idea, but if that's what they got to do.
Yeah, it's surprising that they're doing it that way, but I guess that's what they want to do, so that's fine. That's probably all we have time for today. You want to shoot over and do our sneak peek for next week?
Yeah,
not to be confused with what we just did, which is pre-orders for 2 months in advance. This is just the stuff we're doing now is just Wednesday's comics that are in your stores.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so head over to previewsworld.com. We're going to click on March 29th. Click on the table view, and let's see what's coming out in your local comic book shops this Wednesday, the 5th release week in March. So, Drew, let's start where we always love to start. Let's start in Dark Horse. And, of course, we'll start with Black Hammer, trade paperback. since we were just talking about that earlier. Jeff Lemire's book, you will find issues 1 through 6 collected in one trade paperback for $14.99. So if you missed any Black Hammer and you want to catch up before that issue 7 that we hear so much good about that's out in your LCS right now, here's a perfect way.
Yeah. For you brown coats, don't forget the end of Serenity, No Power in the Verse, number 6. Finishes up that storyline. Lobster Johnson, number 1. I'm not a big fan of that world, so I don't check that out very often.
Yeah, if you're in, you're already in. If you're not, don't bother now. Anything else in Dark Horse?
What is the Dark Horse number 1's trade paperback?
Well, Dark Horse's top talent invites you to find your next binge read. This anthology includes Gerard Way and Gabriel Baz, The Umbrella Academy number 1, Mike Mignola's Hellboy in Hell number 1, Joel Jones and Jamie Rich's Lady Killer number 1, Jeff Lemire and Dean Ormston's Black Hammer number 1, Matt and Shareni Kent's Department H number 1, Brian Wood and Mac Chatter's Briggsland number 1, Curtis Wiebe and Mindy Lee's Bounty number 1, and Cullen Bunn and Tyler Cook's Harrow County number 1. So instead of offering you number 1s for $1 a piece, you get all these 8 of them for $6.
That is like all the good Dark Horse that I'm reading. My favorites are Lady Killer, Black Hammer, Harrow County, Briggsland, right there, top 4. Love all those. Now I haven't read. I didn't read Bounty. I did read Bounty. I didn't like Bounty. I never read Umbrella Academy. That was a while ago. But then Department H wasn't for me. But man, that's still pretty cool. I think it'd be more fun to do the single issue thing, but I like them collecting it like this. You know, maybe somebody will pick that up. Say, hey, you know, I've been hearing good things about Dark Horse. Let me check these out. No spec value here, right?
No, because everything else was the first appearance, but it's a nice collection. And if you missed anything, or if you got somebody you want to try to get in Dark Horse specifically, or comics in general,
yeah,
it's a great option there.
They need to make one of these for IDW for you.
Yeah.
Gets you a little slippery slope, get you into IDW. That's it. I don't see anything else from Dark Horse.
All right, let's head on in and see what DC's got for us.
What do you think about these mashups? The first one is Adam Strange and Future Quest mashed together.
Well, I'm not an Adam Strange guy, nor am I a Future Quest guy, so no.
Yeah.
I like that Dan DiDio's writing on it.
Yeah, put his money where his mouth is, I guess. That's kind of cool. We've got, what about Booster Gold Flintstones? That's the one I'm excited about.
Well, you've enjoyed your Flintstones now.
I do, yeah.
We've got Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti along with Mark Russell writing this. Who is your Flintstones team? Is that Mark Russell?
Mark Russell.
Okay. And he seems to write in a way that at least you very much enjoy, kind of an adult content, slice of life, if you will, current stuff. But we'll see how that's slogged down with Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti.
Yeah, how's that going to work together? I don't know. This is the one I'm interested in the most, actually. So.
Covered by Mike Allred as well, so bonus there for you.
We've got a Batgirl annual, the first one. Weird that the Rebirths are having their annuals already, isn't it?
Well, with them going 2 issues per month on some stuff, 6 months later you can pop an annual.
Yeah. Is anything interesting happening, or is it just a filler issue?
Yeah.
Batgirl and Supergirl team up to break into Arkham. Lead them hard of a.
Man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it'll be a nice self-contained standalone story. I'm not reading Batgirl or Supergirl though, so it doesn't really do much for me.
Man, I wonder what the ratio is on this Dark Knight 3 Master Race number 8 Sienkiewicz Sinkovich cover. I think it's going to be sought after.
You think?
Yeah.
It does have that look, man. It looks like a Moon Knight cover from way back.
And another one of those sketchy Miller covers in there as well. So,
those are nice.
They're not, but they're sought after. Ugh, man, the Jim Lee one's good too. Well, for what this is, there's a lot of things people are chasing a ton in this coming out.
And I totally forgot what happened in 7. Seems like it's been forever. I can't wait to put this thing to bed. But this will be a top 10 book.
It'll be a top 10 book.
We won't know why.
These covers will be super expensive. Like I said, the Singlets, the Lee, and of course the Miller. But they're going to go for banana sandwich money just to get a hold of them.
Yeah. Oh, here's the other 2 team-ups. I missed them. Green Lantern Space Ghost.
James Tynion IV and Howard Chaykin with Christopher Sabella.
That's kind of cool. That's kind of a cool combo. Mm-hmm. And Suicide Squad Banana Splits.
What? Mark Russell. There's your boy Mark Russell.
Yeah.
And Anthony Bedard.
Man, I don't know. I don't know about this. I can't imagine there'd be any kind of speculator value there, but you never know. You read this Commandy Challenge?
No, I'm not doing that game.
Yeah, the first issue was great. The second issue was just okay. So I'm hoping. I think it just depends on who the creators are and what they do to make it interesting. This is Palmiotti and Connor, so I'm gonna we'll see what they do with this character. Mm-hmm. If it's not great though, I might just slip off this thing quietly and maybe catch it in trade down the road or something. I got the 17th issue of Unfollow. I don't know if we've heard what the status of this book is, but we're down to only 40 people being left. And, we've been knocking people off. The guy that was, spoiler, the guy that was dead to start this whole book, that died to start this whole book and caused all the problems, is now back and alive again. So
that is a heck of a thing.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of weird. It's good. It just feels like it's been delayed. We also have a Titans annual.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
And it's got your boy
Nightwing.
Nightwing on the front. Is he? Is that him as Nightwing and him as Batman, or is that just him and half Batman?
Well, let me tell you, when Dick, Wally, Donna, and Gareth wake up in the unfamiliar place, they find themselves face to face with their mentors, Batman, the Flash, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman. Allied together against a common foe, the mentors and proteges must race against the clock to unlock the secrets of their current predicament and save the planet from an alien invasion.
So it's a Titans Justice League crossover.
Yep. Written by Dan Abnett, so it should be well done.
Yeah, might be good.
Mm-hmm. All right, Drew, I'm going to head on down to IDW.
Well, I thought Animal Noir #1 looked good, so I might check out Animal Noir #2. I like the anthropomorphic animals, so kind of neat. And I'm looking.
looking.
Do you think this Orphan Black will do as well as the last Orphan Black #1 did?
Not a chance.
Well, not like 500,000 or something like that.
Yeah, thank you, Loot Crate. I don't think so on this one, though. All right, Drew, we've mined for gold as long as we can in IDW. Let's head on down to Image.
Yeah, there's nothing in IDW. Again. This is the cool thing I want to talk about. Image Plus #12. This is the 12th part of the Here's Negan storyline. 4 issues per magazine. It's 48 issues. I've read the first 11, and it's a really good story.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if I could get that blind box, I would want that comic because it's really good. And I don't know. I mean, it's good. Like Walking Dead's good. So if you like Walking Dead, you like this. And then I don't know if we're going to just keep hanging out with Negan and going forward in Image Plus. It'll be interesting to see what next month's Image Plus says.
It's not in the solicit for the Image Plus, because they actually solicit Image Plus in the previews, and it's not mentioning and touting Negan for anything past 12.
So that'll be kind of interesting then.
Lazarus 26, the women's
I'm not done with this yet.
Oh, for crying out loud!
Well, I want to talk a little bit about. Okay, so we're all chomping at the bit. We want that Negan story.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the original release of this Negan story in these Image Plus.
Not worth a dime. Nobody cares.
We shouldn't put together all 12 of these Image Pluses.
No.
You don't think?
Mm-mm.
You don't think that's the actual first appearances?
Correct. It's not the first appearance of anything.
Well, I mean, the first printing of that story.
But there's not first appearances in it. We've seen Lucia. We've seen Negan. Nobody cares about the wife.
That's the first appearance of his wife. That is. Yeah.
Who cares? That's irrelevant.
You're just being cantankerous.
No, I just don't see it there. I mean, it was a good story. It's well written. I'd love to have it collected, but I don't see any value in it, and nobody cared about the Image Plus.
I don't know. I think there's time. I think it's a possibility. I just don't know if I want to spend $24 to find out.
I mean, you think people are going to say, I want the first appearance of that story, so give me a 19-inch
I want the original
stack.
printing of that story, not the reprint that was collected. Maybe. I don't know.
It's possible. I'm not seeing it. I gave up after a couple issues and after kind of looking at it as a whole and thinking who would want this and who's it marketed towards.
Yeah. You dropped off at like 6?
Yeah. I think after they started charging for it, I bought 2 and decided it wasn't worth my investment.
Yeah. Why don't you just give me yours then? And I'll finish out the run for you.
I'll sell them to you for $1 a piece.
Jesus.
Lazarus 26. I actually really like the Cover B Women's History Month variant. Very good looking Michael Lark variant on that one. Some of them have been garbage, like Moonshine number 6. Women's History Month variant.
Not doing it for you?
No.
What about Old Guards?
Let's check it out. Old Guard. Nicholas Scott. Yeah, it's a good start. Not bad. I like that one too.
She looks angry.
Yeah. One way to celebrate Women's History Month is angry covers.
Yep. We've got another Postal.
Another Outcast.
You've been following Postal? You caught up with Postal?
No, I have waned on Postal. I'm not sure
man.
what Molly and Maggie and everybody's doing.
Oh, man. You got to get in on that.
Worth going back into?
Yeah. It's getting good. Okay. It's good. Mark's the mayor. Him and Molly are kind of chit-chatting and working on plans, and you wouldn't think he would do that, but yeah, you can kind of see how she's manipulating him. Oh, it's good. It's good.
Saga trade paperback number 7, and what did they do? They said, y'all were just all cranky about the error cover, so much to the point we're going to put that cover back on the trade.
What is it?
Remember how Saga had the misprint cover?
Yeah. Oh, that's that same cover again,
Yeah,
but but lightened.
Yeah. So it looks like a reprint. Well, the virgin print of the reprint of Saga 41 or whatever it was.
I still don't understand why they just let that go, but a couple of I'm excited. What about is that Old Guard? Is that just a different color?
Yeah, just a different color
on the second printing of the first issue.
Yep, all the same, just red.
Should we double up on Old Guard 2?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. There's a couple of those hardcovers that are interesting. They're really expensive, but Velvet Deluxe Edition hardcover. All 15 Velvet issues collected for $50, and a deluxe oversized hardcover would be nice. And then Sunstone hardcover collects all the three first trades, and this is Stepan Sejic, and man, it's good art.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And I've heard good things. I've never read Sunstone, but I like his art style. It's pretty good. But it's $40.
All right. Anything else from Image, brother?
Just another Outcast.
Yep. Oh yeah.
It's getting good too.
Yep, it is. I'm so excited. I love
Which
it.
you were right. I was getting bored with it, but it's getting good again. So.
And if you kind of peeked at the solicit for, what was it, 28 or 29? As I peeked through as we were doing the advanced solicit here just a while ago.
Oh yeah.
There's some really cool stuff they're doing with Kyle and another character. So I'm super excited about that.
Nice.
All right. Anything else in Image?
Mm-mm.
All right. Let's head on down to Marvel and see what Marvel's got for us.
Well, X-Men Prime is the big fish in this pond here.
Mm-hmm.
Resurrection. It starts here in the wake of the war with the Inhumans. X-Men are at a crossroads. Where do they go from here? Luckily, one beloved X-Men has the answer to that question. Xavier's dream comes full circle as Kitty Pryde returns to the X-Men, ready to lead them on their mission to protect a world that hates and fears them. The next chapter of the X-Men saga starts here. I don't see Wolverine on the cover, but we expect him to somehow come back, right?
Yes.
At some point, before summer, I'm guessing, or during summer.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? You excited for Resurrection?
Not necessarily. Mark Guggenheim writing X-Men Prime. I'm unfamiliar with him necessarily.
Yeah.
I like Kitty Pryde leading. It sounds interesting. Of course, since it's a number one, it's $5.
Oh, why do you do that? Why? Well, you could also get Inhumans Prime as the companion piece, which is also $5. So now I need to buy two $5 to understand what's going on. I think I'm out. I think I'll just wait.
There you go. Man-Thing number 2, The Muck Run Amok.
Yeah.
Of course, written by my good friend R.L. Stine.
Did you read issue 1?
I did not.
If you think Goosebumps holds up,
Yeah.
and you like that sort of very simple storytelling,
Uh-huh.
then that's what it is. It's very much like a Goosebumps book version with Man-Thing in it, and it's got some silly wackiness that just kind of like, oh, okay, we're just gonna throw that out there, and yeah, you should check it out because you were a super Goosebumps fan as a kid.
Absolutely.
So I'd be anxious to hear what you think about it. But what about, is there anything else that we're missing in Marvel? It doesn't seem like much, does it?
That's what I'm trying to see.
I'm excited about Secret Empire. Let's just fast forward to that. When's that happening? Anytime now?
Not yet. We got a little while to wait.
A little while to go.
All right, Drew, let's head to the back of our book. Let's look for our smaller publishers, our Aftershocks, our Oni Press, our Booms, our Dynamites. There's Animosity 6, as we were talking about Animosity 8 coming out. When Jessie is abducted by humans, Sandor, her faithful and protective bloodhound, will cut a swath of blood and bone through everything that stands in his path to find and rescue his beloved friend.
The final issue of Backstagers, I believe that's James Tinian, is that right?
I think so.
Your boy. With
My
the
boy. Yes,
Veronica Fish doing the cover and art by Ryan Sig. Me and 1,200 of my closest friends are reading Cinema Purgatoria still. Always a couple cool stories in there. Probably not worth the $7 price tag, though.
I'm not on Doc Savage, but he's rebooting with a Ring of Fire #1.
Wonder how many Doc Savage #1s there are in the world now.
Yeah.
Man. Seems like it's always coming out. Is that a Dynamite book, I think? Be my guess.
Yep. You got it.
Jumped off of Valiant's Generation Zero. But I've got another issue of Red Team Double Tap. The 8th of 9 issues. This is a good Garth Ennis book. Really like this buddy cop comic. It's really, really good.
We have Hatchet Zero from American Mythology Productions. James Kohoric with Andrew Mangum on art. Victor Crowley returns to terrorize comics in a brand new comic series in 2006. Filmmaker Adam Green released a new American horror movie that paid homage to his favorite monsters. The movie was Hatchet, and it told the story of Victor Crowley, a deformed child that came back to life, an unstoppable killing machine. Cursed to live out his terrifying last moments again and again, Crowley brutally murders anyone foolish enough to enter his swamp sanctuary.
Very cool.
It sounds like they solicit it as filled with over-the-top gore, and that is not for me.
Yeah. Maybe Karma Police #1 from Vault Comics.
One of my favorite Radiohead songs, so let's start there.
Yeah. Written by Chris Lewis, art by Jason Smith, with cover by Mike Spicer. Jack Allen is a young woman who has been recognized as the reincarnation of a Tibetan monastery's holiest monk. Trained as a compassionate assassin, Jack soon discovers an enchanted dagger from her previous incarnation's bloody past, but she'll have to resist its lure to stop the violence surrounding her in the present.
It's an interesting premise.
Yeah, I might check that out. It's Vault Comics, which they've been putting out a lot of #1s lately.
There you go. Marry Me #4 has been a good bit of heat on Marry Me.
Still? Or is it cooled off?
It's cooled off a little bit, but they still seem to be selling through pretty well.
Oh, good.
White 4 of 4 down here at the bottom.
Yeah.
A Dan Schaefer shark book. Rescue is on the way, but the lawyers call Willa's cell to threaten legal proceedings. If she breathes a word to the press, the cell's battery might go dead any minute. Have a nice day from British fan favorite Dan Schaefer.
And if you don't like that shark book, you also have Hookjaw, #4 of 5. And that's $1 less. So there you go. And then don't forget about Hard Case Crime Peepland #5, the final issue there. This Titan series has been great, as well as the Triggerman and The Assignment. All the Hard Case Crime books are good and ending or have ended. And I hope they do another round of those soon. Really good stuff.
That's all I am seeing, sir. You seen anything else worth talking about?
No, not really, man.
All right, Drew, this point in the podcast where I ask you what your pick of the week is. What is the one book to pick up at your LCS? Is it even worth going to your LCS this Wednesday? Snagging a book, throwing in that short box, and thinking we can make a little money off this at some point. What do you got for me?
Old Guard 2.
You son of a... That was mine.
Sorry. I'll go with Karma Police then.
That was my second. Holy cow. Yep. Yeah, that's about it. Not a ton.
Not a ton of stuff, no.
At $5 a piece, I don't see any of these DC crossover events doing anything. Dark Knight Master Race 3. If you got the money to pay for some of these high end variants, they usually seem to do well and it's usually pretty sought out.
Yeah,
that's a game I don't play in, unfortunately.
Yeah, if you're somebody in a massive market or like a midtown or something, they might buy so many of those they might not mark up their variance as high.
Mm-hmm.
Some do, some don't. So it just depends. You might be able to get a better deal at a big shop. Then again, they probably know what they have too.
Yeah, they're gonna get it, expecting to be able to sell it for a pretty good bit. Let me see what is that issue 8 that I'm talking about?
Yeah, the eighth of 9. Yeah.
Yeah, the incentive Jim Lee variant books for $650.
Oh.
The Frank Miller's $140. I don't know if that's actually what you're paying for him. That's just kind of what the website book is pricing at. So yeah, the Sink of which is a $50 book. Tough to get, very highly sought out. Through the entire thing, it seems like people continue to want those. So play your game and have quite a bit of fun with it if that's what you choose to do.
Yeah.
And you've got this one and one more, and then Dark Knight 3 Master Race is gone.
Well, only to be collected
Dark Knight
multiple times in multiple different ways.
Absolutely. All right, Drew. I want to thank everybody for listening to Comics from Fun and Profit. Thank you for tagging along with Drew and myself as we went through all comics releasing the last week in March, 5th week in March. We're going to jump into April next week. We invite everybody to follow us on Twitter at Comics Fun Profit or Facebook group at Comics for Fun and Profit. Feel free to drop us an email at comicsforfunandprofit@gmail.com, and all of this stuff can be found at comicsfunprofit.com.
I'd be curious to know if you like the look at at the previews publishers and what's coming out in a couple of months to pre-order now, as well as the sneak it next week, or it's just confusing having multiple things going on. I'd be interested in what the listeners think about that.
Yeah, so please drop us a little feedback and tell us if you think that's something that's worth talking about, or if we went to see if Drew and maybe even myself breaks that off again like it was done last month. If you're listening to us on iTunes, feel free to drop us a 5-star review, say some nice things about us, move us higher in the podcasting ranks. We always appreciate that. I want to thank you so much for joining us once again. For Drew and myself, see ya.